All right, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Alright, my name's Bailey Smith. I'm a senior at Mount Pleasant High School.
Okay, and can you explain what mental illness is or illness you've struggled with?
I actually struggled with schizoaffective disorder.
And can you explain what that is for me?
Yeah, it's actually schizophrenia with a mood disorder. Mine's depression. Other people can suffer from, other people can have bipolar disorder instead of depression, but I have depression and schizophrenia.
And how does that affect your academic career?
It affected it a lot. I missed a lot of school, especially because depression made me not want to go at all. Absolutely. It was debilitating at times.
Mm-hmm.
And, I really felt like I didn't have anybody, so I just never wanted to be at school, which really sucked. It really affected my school.
And how long have you struggled with this?
I was actually diagnosed when I was 10, which is relatively young, especially for schizophrenia.
Right. And how has it affected your just general social life and your interactions?
When I was diagnosed, it actually affected me a lot, especially socially. I lost a lot of my friends at the time because schizophrenia has a very bad stigma to it.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, I was also very paranoid of my friends because that's something that schizophrenia, it happens with schizophrenia. Very paranoid of people, my family, friends, stuff like that. So it was really, really, really hard for me to socialize with people until I got it treated.
And how have you been coping with it so far?
A lot better. Ever since around freshman year, I've been on a lot of medication, different medications to try and help it, and I'm finally on one that works a lot, very well, and I go to therapy for it still.
So do you personally feel you're on a much better track?
Yeah, I do actually. I feel like I'm on a lot better track. Even though I'm struggling with a mental illness some people view as something that you'd have to live with forever and can turn somebody into a monster or whatever, that type of stigma. I feel like I'm on the right path for, just a normal life.
All right. And with this mental illness, have you struggled going through school traditionally? Has the school system helped you in any way?
In the beginning, it felt like they didn't really want to help me. But once, I feel like once they viewed it as more of a serious thing, they tried to help a little bit more, especially with my school absences and stuff like that, how I missed so much. They let me appeal those because they understood and that type of stuff. But I feel like on school counseling and stuff like that, there could probably be better counseling and therapy, especially for people like me who struggle with a mental illness that's really severe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think our counselors are good people. And they're good for general therapy, but I feel like with somebody as severe as me, they'd be harder to control.
And to add to that, do you just feel enough is being done to see to the needs of kids struggling with mental illness anytime within their school career?
I don't think so. I think a lot of people struggle with mental illness nowadays, and it's not even just because everybody wants to. It's just there's a lot more stress going on. Everybody's stressed, especially our generation.
Mm-hmm.
We're put on a lot of different expectations, and I feel like that really degrades a lot of our mental health, and a lot of people don't look at it like that, and a lot of people struggle silently, which can really hurt them.
Okay. And how do you feel personally about the way many people with mental illnesses are looked at in our society, as well as the stigmas attached?
I think it's really dumb. I hate stigmas for mental illnesses personally because, like I said earlier, my mental illness, schizophrenia, it has a really bad stigma to it. I've had people think that I'd go crazy and murder people or something like that, like Charles Manson.
Yeah.
And it's just such a dumb stigma. I was paranoid and I did have hallucinations, but it was nothing to the point where it made me want to hurt other people.
Mm-hmm.
I was just scared of myself. I was scared of other people. I couldn't hurt somebody because I was so scared of other people.
Right.
So, and the stigma attached to it was really just, it made it even worse for me. it made me scared to tell people about it. It made me scared to, be open about it because I didn't want people to think I was some monster.
Mm-hmm.
And it can really affect somebody, no matter what mental illness. If there's a stigma attached to it, they're going to believe that stigma and they're going to be scared to come out about it because they don't want to be judged about it.
And so to restate before the final question, would you say this mental illness that you struggled with has all around changed your life, possibly in a negative or even positive way?
Honestly, in both ways it has. Negatively, I know I have to live with this for the rest of my life. It's not something that will go away. That's just something I will have to live with. But positively, it helped me learn a lot, especially understand a lot more about mental illnesses, suffering from something like this,
Mm-hmm.
and learning that I do suffer from something like this. And
so you say that it helped you learn a lot.
It helped me learn a lot.
Would you be willing to say what your mental illness may have taught you aside from just basics, or what you've even accomplished or overcome while struggling with the illness?
Definitely for depression, for the depression aspect side of things, it taught me that even if you feel alone and that there's no one there, there's always going to be someone there, family, friends, someone, even a teacher. It sounds really generic, and I used to always hate it when people said that to me, especially when I was, down in the dumps.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really something that you need to learn and grasp on because you need other people for support. And, I also learned that since my mental illness pretty much made me paranoid of anything and everything, I had to learn pretty much that people aren't scary. People aren't out there to hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
They're not plotting against me or anything like that. And it took me it was a really big hurdle I had to come over, honestly. But,
all right, perfect. And before we close off, is there anything you'd like to say to anyone who may be struggling with any kind of mental illness? Something that could help them?
Honestly, if you believe you're struggling with a mental illness, just if you believe it, if you have any signs of it, you need to seek some form of help. At least go and talk to somebody about it. Because it's very important to start out, at the beginning of something instead of develop into it and go into this deep spiral where it's really hard to claw out. Because once you're in there, it is honestly really hard to climb out and you won't know what to do, and you should start from the beginning so you don't go there.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.